What's up, guys? It's Lance Corey.
And I'm Juan Arceo, and we're here at Thrashin Supply.
And right behind us, we have the 2023 Lowrider ST that you guys have had 3 months to watch us build this thing every single week, and what an exciting experience it was for the both of us. A brand new bike that we could kind of do whatever we wanted with, and this is what we ended up with. Lighter, faster, stronger.
And one of the first things we worked on was the exoskeleton that's holding the front fairing, and I think it all trickled from there. But yeah, so we ripped off the stock plastic inner fairing and we designed out of aluminum, laser cut and bent, that really sick looking inner fairing structure that holds the front fairing.
And what was super cool about that was how we were able to use our round gauge relocation with the carbon fiber bucket. It's a part that's on our shelves here at Thrashin Supply. It's something that we sell for the lowriders. It just looks so raced now that it's like a little further ahead, kind of more in your eyesight as you're looking forward in the bike.
Relocating those controls up there also allowed us to shorten the bars significantly.
We ended up cutting off just under 4 inches, like total of the handlebar. Throttle collar that was developed basically so that the throttle by wire could still work
without the control housing.
Yeah, that was another last minute thing. We had the machinist running those literally the Monday before Born Free. We put on a set of mid-bend Thrashin bars. We put on a set of 6.5 pullbacks. These are parts that are right off of our shelves that we've been rocking for many, many years, and they're awesome. Then going down from there, first set of drop trees for the Lowrider and Lowrider ST. We're gonna be working on a set just like this that would work with a stock set of forks.
Yeah, so on this bike, it is a one-of-one prototype right now. And like Lance said, it's gonna eventually lead into a production that works with the factory Lowrider ST front end. But this one that's on this bike, this one-of-one prototype, works with the Öhlins FGR 250 front end that's off the factory Harley race bikes. And yeah, it has all these really cool key features. It has a 1-inch pullback on the top tree, so you could relocate your risers.
2 locations. So you have your stock location of risers, and then you have 1 inch closer. It's a feature that not only did I experience in my motocross days, where a lot of bikes had that option, even stock, pulled that technology into, you know, some of our components here. They're even available for the baggers.
It will be a drop tree, so you could also have a little bit of adjustment in height. So that's pretty cool.
So it's a drop tree, and you did dual pinch top and bottom. I believe the stock single at the top and dual on the bottom. Big feature that we were able to delete is the crossbar member held the lower part of the fairing as well as the turn signals.
Yeah, and that was a feature that actually weighed a lot. It helped save a lot of weight.
I love how we took the horn and like that electronic plastic box away. It makes this bike look kind of like an original motorcycle. Even when I look at my FXR, there's just less going on, I can see through the motorcycle now.
It emphasizes a big V-twin, and that's like what's rad about it.
Totally. You had to make some custom spacers for the front wheel. We were able to use and scavenge the stock axle with a little bit of fine tuning to make it work.
Take a little tweaking, but yeah, we got the stock axle to work on that front end.
So that's one stock part that we still have on the front end of this bike. The only stock is the
windshield,
axle, and throttle by wire. The bike is in a stock frame, uncut, 131. I told you guys it put out 140 horsepower, 150 foot-pounds of torque. That's stock. That's with the stock 131 cam. That has our Thrashin anti-reversion exhaust system with the fueling BA air filter. Thing sounds crispy, sounds mean. Swapped out the stock Lowrider ST tank, and we switched it up with a carbon fiber street bob tank.
That really slimmed up the bike. Adds to that feeling of being able to like be really nice and tight in the cockpit and really like toss a bike around.
We asked our friends over at Saddlemen to make us a single rider seat. We wanted something similar to stock, but just tighter and a little bit more aggressive. So it's got a gripper seat on it. We shaved it in a little bit. It's actually on the stock seat pan. And then we just sharpened that back end. So it just kind of held you in a little bit better. The one-of-one mid controls.
Yeah, super stoked on the way that came out. And yeah, it was kind of like we had to do something to make this stand out. I'm really stoked on it. It's metal 3D printed, so that's freaking rad, and we've been using it. It's so far so good, and it looks bitchin', and it allows us to flex our design muscles and kind of be a little more creative and do something that's outside of the box. And I think that's something we're super stoked on. We
were able to use basically the stock style brake arm, but of course we're using our Thrashin Supply billet brake arm. And I was really stoked how we were able to use the stock brake reservoir and make it still look good. Another cool thing, we were able to use right off the shelf on the shifting side, our Dyna shifter, which is about 2 to 3 inches shorter than a normal lowrider shift arm. So that was pretty cool. Again, a lot of these parts are off the shelf, like this foot peg, like this shifter tip, like the shift arm on the other side, like the shift linkage. Stock struts, they were on the mill this morning, not cut yet. So we shaved some weight there.
And they look way better.
We have the swing arm that did shave 10 pounds, and we still have a little bit of work to do to get them to work with our saddlebags. We went with the chain drive kit. We have the Galfer rotors, the Brembo brakes on this thing.
You'll see peeking out the Öhlins adjustment. We were running the Öhlins rear shock in this as well.
We had titanium hardware everywhere we could put it, and then we put Fuelings, ARP, engine, primary, and trans kit all over the engine of this thing. So
definitely cleans up the look of the bike, and it's a little detail that kind of takes the bike to the next level.
If you guys have been watching the vlog over the last couple weeks, there was always a little, I don't want to say pushback, but there was just a
clash
of what we wanted to do with the paint job on this thing. Juan and I, when we initially started looking at paint schemes for this thing, it was like, all right, let's look at MotoGP bikes, let's look at Formula One cars, let's get some feedback on like what these race teams use, where the looks is secondary. They're trying to make a lighter, faster, stronger machine.
I think it looks badass. I think it's a happy medium from what I wanted to do and what you wanted to do, and I think it looks amazing.
This came out insane. After doing some of that stuff where we were taping blue tape on the side of the bike and looking at the lines of it, and my dad was chalking logos on the side of it, and we were just like standing back and then also keeping in mind that we really wanted to show the carbon fiber. I am insanely stoked on this, and along the way there was so many things that we wished we did a little bit differently, or we wish that we had more time to work on something or more time to develop it. But the whole point of this was we had basically 3 months from the time we got this bike, while also doing everything else we do here at Thrashin. This is what we built. Now, Juan and I just got done weighing this bike.
I mean, we set out to lose 100 pounds.
Yep.
And we beat that goal.
Over 140 pounds were shaved off of this bike. After we weighed it, we pulled it out of the shop, and that was our first time taking it for a spin. That was breaking in the bike. To be honest with you, a foot peg came loose that we forgot to torque all the way. You know, we really are still shaking this thing down. One of the big shakedowns that we ran into this part of the week was the bags to work with this swing arm.
Well, they bolt onto it, but yeah, the swing arm is a little bit bigger and bulkier than the stock one, so we need to accommodate for that. So we're gonna have to reroute our original design and get it to work.
But we're gonna have to see what we come up with over the next couple of days. The only way for us to get this video ready for you guys by today was if we started filming right now, which is Tuesday. My experience on this bike was incredible. We ripped the bags off real quick just so that we made sure that they were safe, and we hit the road. When I got on this bike, the motor's already broken in, the motor's fast, putting down 140 horsepower and 150 foot-pounds of torque. The bike reacted so much gnarlier, and these tires were hooking up. The brakes on this thing are outrageously good. The suspension is insane. But dude, the way you're sitting on this bike,
so much more compact.
Yeah, you're really tight in the bike, and it's super controllable.
Yeah, the best way I could describe it is like it feels like you're in the cockpit. Like it feels like in the right spot to make the bike feel really comfortable and handle stuff. The brakes are really reactive. The throttle is just so responsive, and it's insane.
Yeah, I wish we had 2 of these things, to be completely honest. I mean, there was a lot of like leading up to this, right? There was a lot of slow buildup. It would be like, you know, design this part or come up with this idea, or like, let's go in this direction. And things would take a couple days to get in process. And then this last 10 days, burning the midnight oil on this thing to get it ready. And we still have a couple more hours to do, but we really just wanted to show you guys what we came up with over the last 3 months on our 2023 Lowrider ST. I mean, I think it even put our friendship to the test at some moments. You guys don't see everything that happens in the vlog, because when we're pissed off, maybe the camera doesn't go on.
Yeah. It's freaking bitching, man.
Super stoked. You know, I'm super stoked to have Juan on the team here at Thrashin, and you know, the whole time he was building this, you guys got to see behind the scenes, you know, really what happens, kind of our minds going together and getting this piece on the road. So we hope you guys have time to check this thing out at Born Free, the 120th anniversary of Harley-Davidson and Sturgis this year. So thank you for checking this video out, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you later.